Calvin Hope, welcome to Anything Cricket. Let's talk. We are pretty close to the elections, the BCA elections, and you're looking to step up from vice president to president with the decision of Condé really not to stand for re-election. How are things going in the lead up to the election?
Well, I'm heartened by the support that I've gotten from the rank and file of the association, including um, members of, well, let me put it this way, top officials in high places in Barbados, and including government and the judiciary. Um, as you know, I've been a um, long-standing cricket administrator in Barbados on the BCA board basically since 1997. Held various positions in the organization, and that experience, I've known the successes, the pitfalls, the gaps, and I've been in training all the while. In terms of, not necessarily for this position, because it has never really been something well, coveting or anything like that. You go into an organization. I grew up in cricket. You see it, and you learn, and your passion, the way what it means to the country, the opportunities that it provides for players, not only the males but now women in the female section, and this is a great enterprise of Barbados. Um, Cricket lives in the bones of Barbadians. It is what I call at this time a sleeping giant. We just need to wake it up. We need to get all systems go. And I believe that given my experience and what is needed at this time, that I'm the man.
It is interesting, Calvin, that you um, talked about cricket and its importance throughout the entire Barbadian community. One of the talking points recently, though, has been women's cricket. Not only at Barbados level, but even at West Indies level. But of course, you can only impact Barbados before what we do here impacts the region. Any special plans to get women's cricket on track?
Well, I hear a lot about that. Women's cricket, for lack of a better word, is what I call in its embryonic stage in terms of the international scene, regional scene. We've had women's cricket in Barbados before. Years ago, Pat Whitaker, um, Miss Levine, and Pat Greenwich, and a number of other people who've been pioneers in this segment of our game. But it's really only came into officially into our cricket system and West Indies cricket system and the ICC cricket system in the last couple of years, not very long. Um, yes, and one must not forget that we in the Caribbean lag behind the rest of the world in terms of women's sports, and except probably for say tennis. Wimbledon has been the flagship of women's sports. Uh, and you have the athletics and stuff, but you know, it is it calls for everyone on board. The school system has been in our country. Cricket has been in the school system from inception, in the secondary schools and in primary schools, and naturally, um, the males have been exposed to cricket naturally over the years from inception. But it has not been the same for the females. So we've got to work towards getting it there. I strongly believe that from my perspective, the push to get some organizational structure in schools and also playing mixed cricket. When I say mixed cricket, I mean getting boys and girls playing together at some structured level where I believe that the females will learn quicker in that area. If we can do that, the right training, the right coaching, and one must not discount that, like any other sport, muscle memory, doing something often, practicing, it becomes rote to you. I mean, if you think of a Haley Matthews is a phenomenal player. Now, her family background, with her father being a pretty outstanding cricketer at the local level, coming through our youth system, and I think her brother um, would have been interested in the game and had some talent as well. And if you are playing with your father and your brother, you get the technique, and you can see that her technique is not much different than um, people who are males who are playing at the international level. Um, but she is certainly outstanding and one of the best, if not the best, female cricketer in the world. And I think getting to her level and using her as the example would be a good thing. And I think, but putting the systems in place, the right coaching, regular playing, creating opportunities for those who are playing at the regional level now, some kind of professional system. We have contracts for females. And I think we've done very, very, very well today. And, you hear a lot about, oh, you're going to do more for your ministry. Yes, we have to do more, but you have to do it smart. And you have to build on what you've done. Um, and we haven't done badly. It is about sustainability. And the same sustainability that is required for the men is required for the women, but um, I suppose at a different level. But you have to put the systems in place. Um, we've got the material thing, we're natural cricket loving people, and I, I think we can do it. That's what I intend to do.
Kevin, there has been lots of concern expressed about West Indies cricket, and somehow when things are not going well, um, the leadership comes into focus. Now, you have not been sitting as a director at West Indies level for a couple of years now, I believe. If you were to win the presidency, would you attempt to change that, to reinstate or to restore the concept whereby you have your president and your vice president sitting as directors? And I ask that because obviously, if there are leadership challenges at the West Indies level, then those people who are representing the various boards as directors, their contribution is going to be very significant in addressing that.
Look, Cricket West Indies is a company owned by 6 territories, and the 6 territories, Windward, Leewards, Jamaica, Barbados, Guyana, Trinidad, and so forth. So and the president sit as directors, and then they have independent directors. And when you are a director of a company, you have a responsibility to that company, and your which is a fiduciary responsibility to do things in the best interest of the company and to make decisions and contributions in the best interest of the company. Following the rules, there are articles of associations of the association, um, where the board of Cricket West Indies should follow those rules. And I think for the most part, uh, I think everybody try to follow the rules, but sometimes things get in the way. And but it is not, let me say, a criticism of the system per se. I think that more listening is required and more engagement rather than a top-down situation. Sometimes it becomes like that, and we get lost. But certainly, as president of BCA, if that happens, and I sit on Cricket West Indies, I have I have learned a lot from being involved in that institution, and I would use my experience to work smarter and to always operate in the best interest of Barbados and West Indies cricket. But my main focus is to get Barbados cricket strong and to build Barbados cricket to a level to help inform what happens at Cricket West Indies level. Um, I think we have all the material and the resources here, technical and otherwise. And if Barbados cricket is strong, I think that could be a good influence on what happens. But um, walking back from West Indies cricket, the trend now is cricket is coming into the Olympics as a discipline. So if Barbados is to participate in the Olympics, um, that happens via the Barbados Olympic Association as a sovereign, with Barbados as a sovereign country. And every other West Indian island would have to compete and follow the rules and see how you come through whatever system to be there, like happens in all the other disciplines. My focus is to try to get Barbados, um, Cricket Association and its programs to move or cricket to feel a team that can participate and participate at the Olympics in 2028 in the way that we know the traditions of Barbados cricket. Once cricket is in the Olympics, it follows that it could be in the Pan Am Games and also, well, the Commonwealth Games. We've been there and we got a silver medal, and some people might forgot that. We played South Africa, and we got the silver medal. I think that was probably about 1998, and or thereabouts. I can't remember the exact year. But we are a competitive product internationally. We have been. That is our brand. I'm not saying that at the moment that we are quite there and live up to that, but we have to go back there. We have to inform our systems and do the things to get us back to producing world class players. Um, we have world class talent, but world class competitiveness is what you need. And I'm saying the focus is on Barbados cricket. And if Barbados is doing well and producing world class cricketers, I think that would augur well for West Indies cricket. So there's no dispute about our structure being the best in the region. When you look at what happens in our cricket, we've been dominating the youth level, age group level in regional cricket in recent times. Um, when the men's competition is being played, regional competition is being played, we would have the Barbados Pride, 14 players in the squad. And then there are 14, 18, nearly close to 20 Barbadian players out of our system who are spread across the region, either playing for other franchises or for CCC, and for the CWI Academy, Rising Stars, right? So, we have 30 odd cricketers across the region playing at the senior level of regional cricket. So we are doing well, and we have done well in the last couple of years since 2017. But international level, we have to be more competitive in our individual players, and we have to mold an international team, and not just at the senior level, but create and organize tours for our junior players, more opportunities, travel, have experiences in different conditions than here, and broaden them as ambassadors, broaden them as players, and have the best coaches, training coaches, and to deliver the goods to our players. And how you do that? We have to raise money. And as I've said before, having a commercial arm of the BCA is my vision, where you will have a company that will leverage cricket, be involved in business activity to a profitable business ventures, where there'll be shareholders of the membership of the BCA and the wider diaspora, and involving the private sector, directorship, and leadership, and embracing this country um, in totality, where we have a brand that we are trading internationally, locally, regionally, and internationally, to fund cricket for the future, right? What we have now is the revenue streams of lottery, sponsorship, and in the marketplace looking for sponsorship is not enough. We need to broaden the revenue intake and framework. And I believe that we can do that. The market is ripe for it. Clubs are broke. Administration in clubs need to be uplifted, and you need the finance. The demands are great on the BCA. We do a lot. We provide cricket balls, clothing for clubs, clothing for every single player from school to club in our competitions. Empires fees. We're really doing it. Coaches, etc. But we need to strengthen the system more, and and but those are some of the initiatives that I intend to pursue. Uh, I'd encourage the board, if I am fortunate to win the election and lead the organization, thing. But again, one, our cricket will not be strong unless we have a strong, responsive secretariat. And I would encourage the board to review the secretariat and to close gaps where there are, and training, HR, and have a bleeding edge organization. Um, the staff there are very good. They're knowledgeable people, but leadership is important, and focus is important. So once we can agree on our strategic plan moving forward, I promise to have a strategic plan in the first 100 days, and that would be the focus. Get buy-in and let us move forward. All the things I've said above would be part of that.
Gavin, I know that I've caught you at a difficult time, so I appreciate
Yeah.
the fact that you made the time to have a chat. So all that's left is to wish you all the best as you go into the election, and even if, well, elected or not, you're on the board because you're the standing vice president for another year or so at least. So you will be in the thick of things, and here's wishing you and the BCA all the best.
Thank you very much, Philip. Thank you. It's my pleasure.